Yo, so today decided to turn into a market maker and just bottom tick this whole move here. Um, well, first things first, I do want to clarify. This obviously is not my strategy. I don't trade this on my live accounts or any of my fundeds and whatnot. Um, I just, anytime I take trades like these, I just paper trade them, okay? Obviously, I'm not claiming to be a bottom ticker or anything. This is just, dude, the markets have just been so shit for me. I've not been trading at all, like, recently. It's just been either break even or just fucking nothing at all. Like this entire week, it's Wednesday, okay? It's Wednesday, February 25th. This whole week so far, I've not taken a trade, and so shit's just getting really boring. So, I've just been paper trading shit. Well, this is actually the first paper trade I took all week, but I figured since I took this trade, it's obviously kind of there's nothing really to post about. I mean, shit's been getting dry, bro. There's been no setups, there's no A plus setups for me to really even, you know, take, and then can't do no trade recaps if we didn't trade. So I just figured today I'll use this as, I don't know, just recap this little trade I made here, and then also just go over how, my thought process on the market today on NQ, because today we had great structure. We had the best structure I've seen in a while, and we just refused to give a setup. And so I'm going to go over my thought process on that, how I avoided, whether it be a loss, because there was a losing trade there, and I didn't, of course, did not take that, but go over why I didn't take that, whatnot. This is all that good stuff. Enough yapping. Yeah, I did take this. I don't know if I said this before, but I just took this on paper, okay? This is not on any of my actual accounts. I took this on paper, right? I do not trade this strategy I'd have, if I traded this shit, I would not be profitable, okay? So which is why I do it on paper. But I guess we can just go in the recap here. Bring us back to 10 a.m. So essentially, YM just looked like a bunch of bullshit. Usually we have a big move to the upside, big move to the downside. YM just did some bullshit and making this little like wedge type pattern here. I don't even know what you call that. But like, I don't ever look at YM either. Sometimes I'll just go on it just to see what it's doing, if it, bullish or bearish. I don't ever do my analysis on here, so I had no analysis, and yeah, I just never look at this, so I'm not really gonna go into depth on what I would be looking for here. But I do know is around like I think 10:30. No, what time was it? Was it this time? What the fuck? Okay, I guess it was, but anyways, I'm just gonna go over the confluence that I took. So we have, you can see here, we have some low resistance. Not really trend line, but yeah, we have some good set of liquidity up here. On the 15-minute, you can see we have a good set of liquidity right here, a bit of low resistance. We have this humongous rejection wick here. I don't know what this is from. If we check the 4-hour, let's see if we're rejecting out of anything special. Really not much at all. Yeah, really nothing much we're rejecting out of, and my thing froze, so I gotta restart this bitch. This happens every time, every fucking time. Bring this back here. Okay, so what I was looking for was, once we hit OTE, we had a nice wick here. That's the end of all this low resistance, and then we also had an hourly right there, as you can see, and then we also had a 15-minute, which, so before I get into that, so let me actually skip this. Hold up, give me a minute. So right here, okay, we do hit OTE, and technically this could be an entry right here. But the reason why I did not have my limit order there, I just set a limit order right here, specifically because we have, of course, an untapped hourly. We did not tap the hourly. If we did, that would have been a much better entry, but considering the fact that we just straight up edged this by probably like a point or two, it's just not a good idea to take this. Just wait for this to get hit, and then I have it just a slightly below the hourly, because there's no point of putting it exactly on the hourly. If you want this to get taken out, we're not going to just come and tap it, make equal lows, and then run up. That's not what I'm looking for, so that's why I have it a little bit beneath. Now, what I could have waited for an even better entry, but of course I wasn't doing any deep analysis. I just did some bullshit. But we have this 15-minute down here, and we also have a 5-minute, I think. Yeah, we have a 5-minute, which is also equal lows. And I think we made equal lows at this 5-minute. I don't know if we took this out or not. But we're about to find out. But yeah, basically a better entry could have just been this 15-minute right there. That would have been a much, much, much better entry. Would have been more aura if I hit that, even though it was on paper. But yeah, so end up chopping here. Like, we chop for a while, and then boom, limit order gets hit. So yeah, we make equal lows at that 5-minute. But I mean, I don't really know. I would expect this to get hit, but I don't really look at YM, so I don't have much experience. But we do hit that 15-minute, which is, dude, if I took an entry here, oh my gosh, just oh my gosh, what, like you could have like you didn't even have to have a stop loss here, for being completely honest. You really did not. Dude, the RR that I have on this trade is the same right here. Imagine hitting this shit. Oh my goodness, a 1 to 63 R trade. What the fuck, bro? What the actual fuck? That would have been insane. Anyways, yeah, that's my level. Just looking to take these highs out. I knew for sure we're going to take these highs out. Okay, and then we had an untapped 15-minute. Okay, it wasn't a 15-minute. It was a 5-minute up here. And then if you mark the range you made from this low to this high, we have equilibrium aligning with that 5-minute, and then just above that 5-minute we have OTE. So I knew for sure, like I had so much conviction we were gonna at least take these highs, and then as well as tap this 5-minute, you know, hit, get in premium of this range. And honestly, just setting TP up here, I'm like, if I'm gonna do this bottom taking shit, I might as well, you know, go all in and hit, you know, hit a home run here, not just aim for something like this, which is like reducing my shit to half, like a 1 to 6. You know, I want to hit a pretty good high RR. And it makes sense. We have great liquidity up here, so that's essentially what I was looking for. Once we hit that that 5-minute, boom, I was like, yeah, objective hit. This is really what I was looking for. And then all of this, of course, that, like I said, I'm just trying to hit a home run. It made perfect sense. Honestly, completely forgot about this. I was on the shitter. I was taking a shit, okay? And out of nowhere, I saw that we edged TP up here. And I was right here when I saw price, and I was just sitting and watching it, waiting for that shit to hit. Watching TikTok, of course. Okay, maybe I was not right there because that was too long. I would not be waiting this long to see this get hit. But then it did eventually get hit here. Okay, what the fuck? When is it gonna? Here, bang. Yeah, 1 to 12.5 R. Crazy trade. That would have been insane if I took this on my funded though. Obviously, I would not do that because this is not the strategy I trade with. All right, trade IFVGs and liquidity, and you know, this is not my style. Okay. Anyways, now that I went over that trade recap, I'm gonna go over on today's price action on NQ. Cause why the fuck not? You know, my videos, just anything I'm posting has just been getting boring and stale. Like, there's nothing for me to even recap or anything because everything's just been bullshit. But excuse me. So, we come up, we take this high time frame high inside of a fair value gap over here. I think NQ actually inverses this. Let me just check to be sure. Okay, no, we have a huge, massive fair value gap, high time frame fair value gap to the left. Of course, like I said, we took liquidity out here. We took liquidity as well on ES. Now, dude, when I came into the markets, the first thing I saw without even doing any analysis was just, whoa, hold on, where are my... Okay, that was weird. Let me turn this off. So the first thing I noticed was, well, let me actually put this on real quick. We have London low, we have Asia low. All right, same exact thing here on ES, London and Asia low. So we do seem really, really correlated, unlike, you know, the previous day. We were severely uncorrelated. It was really ugly and disgusting. We have an untapped hourly here. We have a bunch of low resistance right here. This looks perfect. We have another untapped hourly here, an untapped 50-minute. Like I said, London low. We have Asia low, and then we have an untapped 4-hour, which is also relatively equal lows. That's 1, 2, 3 stacked lows right there, and then we have an untapped hourly beneath right there. So there's that. And do I see a trade over here? What the fuck is that? Hold on a minute. What is this? Okay, I don't know what this shit is. I did not trade yesterday. I just marked some shit up. I forgot what I was doing, but yeah. Anyways, off topic. So what I was looking forward to happening right before market open, of course, this is right when market ended up opening, and before that, we were showing signs of respect in this 5 minute. Now, what I wanted to see was, honestly, I could be bearish from here. If we inverse this 5 minute here to the left of us, there's relatively equal lows. Like this, of course, looks like a target that you would, aim for to reverse off of. But if we hit this and we reject off of it, I can expect us to, run higher. But if we inverse this and just completely disrespect these lows right here, then, or run through, not disrespect, like run through them, I can, that's 100% a guaranteed entry for me, especially if we deliver off of this 5 minute. I can go break even. That trade would look something like this. Like if we inverse the 5 minute, I don't know where stop would be. We'll just say right here, break even at this untapped hourly, targeting all this low resistance, and even just something like this would be nice. Of course, I want to aim for all of this low resistance to the downside, but something like this is nice. A 2 this is 2.75 RR. That's perfect. So that's really, really what I was looking for. And the market open, we ended up running up, and so once we inverse the 5 minute, I was like, yeah, it's wraps. And then we have a fucking, oh my gosh, the opposite of a Drake candle right there. What do you even call that? And the opposite of a Drake candle, what would that be? I don't fucking know, but anyways, so we have some great targets to the upside here. We have an untapped hourly, which is also a 4 hour. So this is obviously going to be our next objective. If I go back to this time frame here, let me bring this back. So if we run up, let me actually go to the 5 minute. Once we run up like this with this huge candle, what the fuck am I going to aim for? Am I going to look for shorts and target all of this, or am I going to, try and hit this high up here, or these, these buy side levels? Of course, I'm going to try and target these buy side levels. So what my thing was, if we edge this, which I had a feeling NQ was going to do that because NQ has just been so off lately, and we actually inverse this 5 minute here, I would actually be open to take a short off this 5 minute, even though we edge this, because if we do inverse this 5 minute, if we create it and inverse it, my dog is barking, it's fucking annoying. Oh my gosh, bro. I can't, dude. Shit's so annoying. Anyways, if we inverse this 5 minute, we were going to be all the way down here, and so, of course, this untapped hourly is going to be closer than this untapped hourly up there. So going even targeting here or just going break even there made, this all made sense to me. So that's my one condition. If we did not hit this target, that's what my sell side condition would be. Now my buy side condition would be I wanted to see us stall. So once we formed this 5 minute, we started to slow down here. So what I was expecting price to do was maybe we can stall on the next 5 minute, maybe form a little indecisive candle and then dump down on the next 5 minute, fill this gap here, and then get continuation longs toward this untapped 4 hour and untapped hourly. So that's really what I was looking for. And I don't know what the fuck price was doing. We stalled. This was perfect. Okay, right here is when the 5 minute closed. So we stalled. We did, I thought exactly what I, was expecting was going to happen, but nah. For some reason, we just stalled for no fucking reason and ended up taking this high out. So now at this point in time, there's really no reason for me to look for longs. We already are overly extended here. We just hit this target. There's really not much else to target except for these highs up here, right? On ES, if we check this, we took these highs. There's really nothing. Next set of highs and buy side targets are all the way up here. We do have this untapped 50 minute, which I figured, ES could potentially, run up to. But yeah, at this point in time, this is when I'm looking for shorts. And we did present a 30 second, okay? It was right here on this candle. We presented a 30 second. Somewhere around there. I'm just going to mark it like this. But the stop loss was way too tight. This just looked very ugly and just did not satisfy me at all. I didn't like the 30 second, and not only that, but by the time we got the entry, if you look at ES had already hit this 5 minute, making that SMT. So, the idea of taking this, targeting this 5 minute, or just going break even there, whatever the case may be, is therefore invalidated because we're in a massively bullish trend. Okay, expecting a 30 second rejection or reversal off here is very low probability. So damn well if ES takes this 5 minute and Q did not at the time of entry, I'm just staying the fuck out of this. I mean, even if that wasn't the case, I still highly doubt that I would have taken this 30 second. I would wait for more confirmation, You know, if we had a 1 minute or a 2 minute, definitely feel much more confident in that. But what I really wanted to see was just confirmation. I wanted to see this 5 minute get inversed, and then look for a 5 minute continuation to the downside and take all these levels out. So that you know, I'm still open to being short here. You know, we hit the buy side target, and then that kind of just gets thrown out the window because we continue to run up. And at this point in time, I'm like, okay, we are not getting shorts. If anything, we'll get longs up until these highs. So I'm waiting and waiting for continuation, and we actually get that here. Now I'm gonna go over this trade. So we already discussed how we could have avoided this short here, this terrible short. Now here, this, okay, now I don't like taking trades in deep premium, okay? Deep premium or deep discount. Let me clarify that. So if we're looking for longs, I don't want to take a trade that's too high in premium. And if we're looking for shorts, I don't want to take a trade that's too low in discount. That's what I mean. Just to clarify that right there. Now, the most A+ scenario I could see happening is price reversing, hitting this 5 and 15 minute, and then getting longs from there. Okay, you know, that could have been like equilibrium of this range right there. That would have been much more, you know, attractive in my opinion, and just way more A+. Now this did tap a 5 minute. Okay, we do have a 15 minute below. We're heavily in, you know, premium. The only reason I would consider this an A+ model, which it wasn't, it didn't end up turning out to be an A+ model, or even if it wasn't an A+ model, even if it was just a really good model, is if we got this entry before we hit this high. So what I was really expecting, because we formed a really nice fair value gap, a great rejection wick. ES, I wasn't really paying attention to ES. ES was on some bullshit, but yeah, so what I wanted to see happen was us close around right here, just anywhere before we hit this high. Okay, not really sure where stop could have been. It could have been at the 5 minute, especially seeing this rejection right there. You could have put it like at OTE of the wick or CE, depending, I don't know, where the fuck you want to put it. But targeting this high, yeah, maybe down here seems more reasonable. I just really like the idea of, you know, getting an entry close to this high, just anywhere below it, so that way we can go break even really early, since this is really dangerous. We're deep, or we're heavy in premium. And yeah, invalidated. We got the entry, but we already had hit this high. Now this trade did fail, unless, I mean, if you took this, you could have gone break even once we hit this recent high from the entry. But of course, I don't like that break even like at all. But yeah, the shit ends up failing. Boom, we just start chopping up here. Now, at this point in time, I think this is when we give another entry. So we completely fill this 5 minute here. Okay, you can see we completely fill that. We completely fill this 15 minute right there. And we actually give a 5 minute model to the upside. Okay. Now, would I take this? For one, no, I do not like 5 minute, like, IFVGs. For some reason, I just don't like them. Unless there's a crazy amount of displacements, then of course I love them. But, dude, when we make 5 minutes like these and we inverse it by just like a tick, like 2 ticks right there, dude, nah, I'm not taking, you best believe I'm not taking that. Not only that, but we are very heavy in premium here. Very heavy. And then we also just witnessed a 5 minute continuation, 1 minute IFVG long setup here fail. So what makes me think that this setup is, you know, not going to fail? Not only that, but before we gave this 5 minute, we gave a 30-second around right here. Obviously, no reason to take that whatsoever. You can clearly see there's no good, this is not good displacement, or not displacement, manipulation. Price action sucks here. There's no good break-even point. I mean, if you took the 30-second, the 5 minute is a great break-even point or a target. But, I mean, dude, just wait. Like I said, way too in premium. Chop price action. Just not good. Okay, now this 5 minute, of course, failed like a motherfucker. And we did end up hitting this 5 and 15 minute. And, I don't know, this looks way more cleaner than this up here. So maybe there's a model up there on a 30-second or some shit. I don't know. I have no idea. I was not looking at the charts here. But, at this point in time, there should be no reason to trade. It's already 11. We're just ranging. We already made a big move. But yeah, pretty much that's my entire thought process on today. Very slow, just really fucking annoying, to be honest with you. Let me restart this so I can briefly go over everything. Because I don't know why there's a huge gap there, but there you go. So yeah, Had great structure to begin with. We had the most perfect set of sell side liquidity, imbalances, everything just aligned. We had so much potential. Um, Looking for an entry at market open, did not get that, ended up running up. Was looking for a continuation long, did not get that. And then after, we're really far away from these targets. We're really, really far away from these targets. And then there's really no more buy side targets. So I'm not looking for longs anymore after we hit this. Now looking for shorts, but I need, of course, since we're so far away, taking a 30-second is not valid. I need some form of confirmation. So a 5-minute IFVG here would have been nice. Whether you enter on that 5-minute IFVG or wait for a continuation, up to you. But of course we did not get that here. And then once we ended up running up higher, I could see potential longs here. I just was not interested in anything at all. Seeing the way price action was, there's nothing A plus about any of this here. So that's pretty much it for NQ. Would go over the other 2 days, but I'm just saving that because I'll just do that on a week recap. There's no reason to make a video on that right now. But yeah, I mean, the only good thing about today was this banger ass bottom tick. YM moves so differently compared to NQ. Like if I were to try this shit on NQ, I would fail so many fucking times. But I never really bottom tick. I never do this stuff. Like I only do this shit when it's just a terrible month and there's nothing to take, so I just get bored and start paper trading. But YM is actually really, I don't want to say easy, but it's much easier than NQ, much more simpler, because it just moves off of OTE and equilibrium. So if you can find something, like OTE here, you also have multiple confluences to stack behind it. You have an untapped hourly, untapped 15-minute, and then you also have good targets. You have this stacked liquidity here. You have an untapped 5-minute. You have equilibrium, OTE, and then all this buy side liquidity up there. Great target. But yeah, I think I'm just gonna end this video off here. There's really nothing much else to talk about. Literally took no trades today. So that's gonna be it, and I'm gonna end this off here. So peace.